Urbanization is progressing fastest in the developing world, in the global south, as we call it. So Asia and Africa are the continents where cities and towns are growing at the fastest pace. And obviously they're ill-equipped to cope with this rapid pace of urbanization. There are challenges of overcrowding, of informality, of exclusion, of slums, and of carbon emissions, global warming, cities contributing to global warming and climate change. So there's a whole range of challenges around urbanization, which, if not properly managed, can really be a problem for the future and can lead to a very, very unsustainable future for the planet as a whole, not just for cities or their communities. A major part of this challenge, or a major dimension to this challenge, is fragmentation. Within cities, there is spatial fragmentation, there is social fragmentation, there is economic fragmentation. And that's quite critical, and that affects a large number of cities across the developing world. That's one of the biggest issues. I think one of the ways in which we are looking at addressing this challenge is through the creative use of public spaces, through well-designed and collaboratively designed and multi-use public spaces, which are owned by communities, which are used by communities, which are respected by communities, and which become places of exchange, of learning, of mutual appreciation. Public spaces, if well designed and if creatively used, can form the spine of a city. And a city which has, and by public spaces I don't just mean parks and gardens, I'm also talking about streets, I'm talking about public transport and transit, I'm talking about waterways, I'm talking about parks, I'm talking about squares, I'm talking about markets. These are extremely important elements in a city, and planners need to look at safeguarding and promoting and nurturing public spaces in a way that they contribute to building a positive urban environment, and in a way that they contribute to building social cohesion, especially in multicultural societies. And I think that's something that planners all over the world are beginning to see. It's going to need a shift, because planners are also, a lot of them work in very traditional ways, through master planning, through very rigid kind of plans, which are not really relevant for a lot of the cities we live in. But that is changing and needs to change if we are to really seriously address the problems facing cities of the world today.